Hello everyone, and now welcome to a game, Moon versus 120. This game taking place here on Echo Isle 2.2. Gonna go ahead and back up just a little bit. We see Moon spawning as the blue Night Elf on the top right hand side of the map. Meanwhile, 120 spawning as the yellow Undead. Alright, Undead versus Night Elf. Keeper of the Grove already out on the battlefield, picking up claws of attack +4, going around creeping. Meanwhile, Death Knight of 120 sold the Scroll of Town Portal and is now looking to set up a fast expansion with that Sacrificial Skull. Sacrificial Skull places down Blight, allowing the Acolyte to summon up a Ziggurat earlier, and then perhaps get up a Nerubian Tower as well before trying to haunt that gold mine. Meanwhile, Death Knight still wandering around across here. How is all of this going to unfold as the Keeper of the Grove gets to level 2? Now going to have Entangle in addition to his Treants and try and put some pressure down. All right, there's some Treants joining in. The forest has come alive. A quick Entangle onto the Acolyte. Acolyte Death Coil is going to be needed, but no, does not get it. And now all the Keeper of the Grove needs to do is put pressure on this Ziggurat instead. With that said, though, it looks like the Ziggurat is going to be able to finish as we are teching. Oh, wow, what is this? So the tech to tier 2 has already started. This could be a bit of a head fake by 120. Moon may be thinking that an expo is getting underway. He wasn't able to force a cancellation on that Ziggurat, so he's going to perhaps misplay some of these opening segments until he realizes that, well, the things are not going in the economy here. But no, he also has a Treant here, and he's actually forcing 120 to cancel his tech to tier 2 in order to train up additional Acolytes. All right, so good foresight by Moon to bring a Treant into the base to make sure that his opponent was expoing. And now, by actually putting pressure onto an Acolyte, taking one down, he forced 120 to cancel that upgrade so that he wouldn't fall behind economically. But that does mean that Acolytes are back on the menu, and we could actually see a haunting of a gold mine here. But all this did was buy time, but Moon has not teched to tier 2 either behind all of this. All right, strange mind battles going back and forth here. Both sides trying to playing a game of information against each other and trying to make the other player make a critical mistake in terms of strategy. All right, Pendant of Energy going to go ahead and get picked up there by the Death Knight. The Forest Troll Shadow Priest, I believe, was taken down. Not quite sure by what. I didn't see the exclamation point, but I thought, meaning that perhaps the Keeper of the Grove's long-distance attack or something else took it down there. Death Coil finishing off that Huntress. Death Coil through the woods, so to speak, able to find its target there. Now, 120 does have a Forest Troll Berserker still lobbing some attacks here. We're going to see a Death Coil, and, well, Moon losing that level 2 Keeper of the Grove. All right, this has been a strange game already, going back and forth. Ritual Dagger now coming across for a heal. Acolytes now trying to retreat back. We do see a summoning on or haunting of this gold mine here as additional Acolytes are being trained up. Moon resurrected his hero at the tavern and is now gonna perhaps try and do a bit of that creeping as these Moonwells are full. All right, definite advantage for 120 at this point and stage in the game. Nerubian Tower with normal damage, more than enough to keep this pair of Huntresses at bay. Now, this is where, well, is 120 going to be able to continue to build on his momentum, or is Moon going to be able to come up with a strategy to, well, equalize the playing field? Death Knight is already at level 3. Keeper of the Grove is at level 2. His army is significantly smaller as well, and he still needs to clear out this creep camp here. This haunted gold mine nearly done being summoned, and it looks as though the tech to tier 2 has been started as well. How many Acolytes are here? There are 5 Acolytes ready, and the tech to tier 2 just now started by Moon. So well, we are going to be having an economic fight, and both sides are going to have plenty of gold to spend on infrastructure and heroes when that tech is completed. Keeper of the Grove does get to level 3, and with dual Claws of Attack +4 is a significant damage, ranged damage threat. Meanwhile, Death Knight here, Claws of Attack +4, Ring of Protection +4, looking to clear out the remainder of this creep camp here. Forest Troll Shadow Priest now out here onto the battlefield, trying to finish off this Kobold Tunnler, and now getting to level 4 for faster movement speed. All right, Moon, well, this is the type of play that he needed to do. Ancient Protector being built off to the side, plenty of Huntresses, no Spirit Towers, but the Death Knight's level 4, level 2 Death Foil is still a significant threat. Acolytes are coming in with plenty of repairs as the Glaive Bounce is really racking up damage onto those Forest Troll Berserkers. One Huntress taken down, but traded for the Berserker there. All right, this Ziggurat now going to get completed. Acolytes are perhaps trying to get in some repairs here, perhaps trying to summon up a Necropolis. All right, a Necropolis to try and train up additional as well as the Death Knight coming back across here. He's still gaining a bit of experience again. All right, army size, 31 supplies compared to 32. Death Knight does have the benefit of fighting with a couple of Nerubian towers as the Ancient Protector is completed and now lobbing boulders from the back. Keeper of the Grove going to be finishing off a couple of those Acolytes again. So there's now only 3 Acolytes at this gold mine here, as we could see this Huntress get taken down. One more shot is going to be needed, and it looks as though the Skeletal Minion does get the final shot off there. I was wondering if the Nerubian Tower's cold a debuff would shake off in time, but no, that Skeletal Minion dealing that 14 to 15 damage per swipe, able to take down that Huntress. Necropolis nearly back up there. We're looking at this Ancient Protector. It did try to reroute itself, get in a little bit closer in on the action. It is going to be doing exactly that here, as we'll look at the Ghoul now purposely backing away. That Ancient Protector does deal significant damage here as the Death Knight now makes its way back off to the north. Okay, Keeper of the Grove now joined alongside a Panda. That could be enough, well, spell damage to blow things over, so to speak, against all of these low hit point ghouls. Gonna go ahead, get ready for an engagement. Forest Troll Berserker in that front line spot. A little bit of range damage. There's a Breath of Fire that hits a bunch of those Acolytes, but remember, Acolytes regenerate large amounts of hit points while on a Blight, and then they're also under the effects of Unholy Aura. That is some crazy regeneration so far, as we see a Breath of Fire now perhaps blow over a ghoul. Now, a couple of Treants now looking to join in on the battle here, and now kind of almost blocking themselves into a tight spot here. This was not where they wanted to summon that Ziggurat, and they've actually produced the one-way in, one-way out scenario that so many peasants will get trapped in. Lich now out on the battlefield as well. We could be looking at a couple of Frost Novas go down, as the Treants are just putting pressure here. Acolytes are just running around through the woods trying to stay alive. Are we going to see a Scroll of Town Portal? Yes, we are. Huntress able to finish off another one of those units. Are we going to see the well, yes, that one Huntress get taken down? We are. I believe it was the piercing damage from the Gargoyle, the final killing blow, giving level 5 to the Death Knight. All right. Level 3, level 1 going up against level 5, level 1. Yeah, this hero advantage actually looking much, actually gonna be closed up here in just a bit. The Keeper of the Grove should get to level 4, and the Panda should or will get to level 2 eventually, but a level 5 Death Knight with a 600 hit point heal, that is going to be a very, very big deal. We're still looking for some Crypt Fiends, some higher hit point units, and Obsidian statues, perhaps some Destroyers as well eventually. But, well, we've gotten to tier 3 for Undead off of 2 bases, but the route at which we have gotten there, the summary doesn't really tell the full story of how we got to this point in the game. So similar to so many other Night Elf versus Undead games. Death Knight is still sticking around, offering support to take down these creep camps. Even though it would often be better if the Lich was able to creep these creep camps by themselves, well, 120 knows that if you take too long or not time efficient with your creeping, even though the Lich would have more experience, well, you could actually still further set yourself aback. So Death Knight wanted to be nearby, did take some of that precious experience, but was able to creep out that creep camp faster and offer a bit of support. Yeah, on this easier creep camp, the Death Knight is purposely staying away, allowing the Lich to get the majority of that experience for itself. Meanwhile, Skeletal Minion still doing a bit of scouting here. Panda, Keeper of the Grove. Panda now already at level 3. There's that quick equalizing of those hero levels, as those creeps are easy to take out and still plentiful out here on the map. Now that easy to take out because of your army size and plentiful on the map since they weren't addressed earlier. All right, Nerubian Tower, big damage there. We are looking at a big Death Coil Frost Nova. Keeper of the Grove could be forced to use the Scroll of Town Portal already and quickly has to retreat back out here. Meanwhile, Lich wants to get up to level 3, but the Death Knight is still nearby here, gonna take some of that precious experience and deny it just a bit. All right, Moon sitting at 48, 52 over 80 supply, breaking into low upkeep. Armies are moving out onto the battlefield. Keeper of the Grove and Panda still want to gain every bit of experience that they can, or perhaps more importantly, deny experience for their opponent. Naga Sea Witch as the third and final hero with cold arrows now out here on the battlefield, as the Expo of Moon is now under a bit of duress. 68 supply compared to 53. Well, only two Crypt Fiends, or 3 Crypt Fiends, 3 heroes, and a couple of gargoyles are out here ready to go once more. Meanwhile, we're looking at more Obsidian statues getting trained in the back now. Death Knight trying to take down these Moonwells, which give a bit of home field advantage before the real fight really begins. Devour magic, it looks so delicious off of those, or taking down those treants, and well, able to deal a little bit of bonus damage again. Both sides fighting their way through. Panda perhaps going to try and test the waters here. Drunken Haze, Breath of Fire across all of those Crypt Fiends, taking a little bit of damage. Cold Arrows plus Death Coil. This could be bad news. Staff of Preservation brings that, well, Panda back home. That Panda does have multiple rings of regeneration. All the destroyers were easily taken down. Multiple Hippogriffs were there, but we need to see the Panda, well, make a move back here. All right, Hippogriffs trying to go after those destroyers. Couple of quick webs now, bringing those Hippogriffs to the ground, as the Dryads are now trying to finish off those units. Staff of Teleportation inbound. Panda here ready to go again. There's another Breath of Fire, nearly blowing over the Naga Sea Witch. Both sides still fighting their way through. Are we going to see a Staff of Preservation on the Druid of the Cloud? No, we are not. Perhaps still on cooldown, as the Panda could, well, try and blow things over across all of those units and getting a little bit of damage onto those Crypt Fiends again, but the Obsidian statues keeping things alive. Level 2 now on the Naga Sea Witch. Lich able to continue that pressure again. Looks as though that, well, Bear going to get taken down. Another Breath of Fire, but the Lich able to stay alive with a big hit point heal by the Death Knight. All right, units still trying to retreat back here. Panda coming back across once more. Where are we going to go next? Hippogriffs. Well, Hippogriffs getting webbed down. The thing that is needed to counter those destroyers, they're not just getting massed up in number in time. There goes another Druid of the Claw here, as well, the Naga Sea Witch inching towards level 3. Orb of Corruption, Staff of Preservation once again saves the Panda again. Ring of Regeneration, even 2 of them, not enough to passively heal up all of that damage. Now you can see how much that Brewmaster is getting healed. It's like 8 to 10 hit points a second, it feels like, but it's still not enough overall, as the Panda now makes its way down. There's a Drunken Haze, there's a Breath of Fire, and that could help significantly, as they're going to be missing their target, but the Brewmaster is now pretty much out of mana and trying to retreat back. There's a Moonwell right there, but Death Coil finishes the job, and that will be the game. 120 comes away with the victory. The majority of the story, the hero level advantage, getting to level 5 on that Death Knight, even when the Keeper of the Grove was just at level 3. Let me know what you guys thought about this game in the comments below.